guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yasmin and I make DIY makeover and home content videos. So today I'm going to start tackling the biggest project I have taken on to date, and that is my home office. More specifically, DIYing a complete built-in wall to maximize storage in this room that will also act as the focal point for beautifying the space. With that said, let's first take a look at the room so we can go ahead and start this project. Alright, so here is my office. So we'll walk right in, and here is my standing desk and my chair, and this is basically where I work off of every day, 9 to 5, and then I also edit videos and all that good stuff over here. I have a little puzzle art up here for now, and then panning to this corner, I just have an IKEA chair, IKEA side table, IKEA rugs, IKEA everything, but kind of like a little sitting nook. I do kind of work off of here a little bit sometimes. And then we have the window. These curtains and the curtain rod are actually the only thing that I thoughtfully put up in this office, and I like those. So that's that. And then we have obviously an ugly ceiling fan light situation that will need to go for sure. And then this is on the other wall where we have an assortment of stuff. So I have a DIY cart, I have a DIY piece of art that I love. I did this a while ago. It's an anthropology dupe and I would love to put it up somewhere, but just been sitting on the floor forever. I have my DIY table. Basically this is also from IKEA, but this is where I do my DIYs and things, but it's turned into storage because this room lacks storage, so all the decor, all the stuff that I've bought and things like that, just some thrifted pieces down there, and then just another storage situation, some filming gear, books, I don't know, whatever, and just some pictures up here. And the last piece is just a closet, which is pretty full, I mean kind of organized. I did this also a while ago, but this is where I keep a lot of the DIY supplies, some decor, but obviously this room is lacking some storage, which is what we're trying to solve as a major part of this makeover. I quickly wanted to share the plans for this room, and I normally use my sketchbook for smaller project to sketch everything out, but since this is a larger project, I just wanted to make sure I have the measurements right and just kind of be able to visualize before I start. So this is just kind of a floor view plan, very simple. We will have the built-ins on this wall with the IKEA pieces, and then the current setup with my work desk and chair will pretty much remain the same, with hopefully some upgrades down the line. And if I go to this other view here and switch for you guys, you will be able to see again, this will pretty much remain the same. I do plan on doing mini makeovers on this side, hopefully in the future. And then if I turn around, this is basically the built-in wall. As you can see, again, I will be using IKEA pieces for this. This is not the actual colors and things that I'm going to be using. Again, just for measurement and visualization purposes, this is what I had mocked up, and hopefully I can use my art piece up here, and this is pretty much it. And there's the closet. So I just wanted to share this with you guys really quickly before we jump into the actual project. All right, now that you guys have seen the before of this room and the plans that I have for this makeover, let's go ahead and move some of this stuff out so we can start building all of the IKEA pieces for the built-in. There's going to be a lot to do, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I have the first IKEA Billy bookcase built. This is one of the skinnier ones, and I also have the height extension added to it, and I actually have it for all of them just to maximize storage and to make sure it all goes up to the ceiling for the built-in process, which is perfect. So I have 3 more Billy bookcases to build and some Alex drawers to build before we can put it all together and work on the actual built-in part. So just gonna continue building these. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day, and as you can see, I have all of the 4 Billy bookcases built, and so now it is time to build the Alex drawers, which I'm not going to film because I don't want to bore you guys, and I'm just following the instructions, so I will see you guys when we're ready for the next step. Everything is built now and ready to go. We have the 4 Billy bookcases and 2 of these Alex drawer units, and I took the tabletop off of the last table that was in here. We're going to repurpose it for this built-in, and I'm keeping those legs. We're going to put them in the garage for some other projects. And then also I have these doors that are kind of made to go with the Billy bookcases for kind of basically the bottom portion of everything, but I'm not going to put those on, until probably later on. But what we need to do now is just kind of configure where everything needs to go so we can start securing everything to the wall and go from there. Place, but I cannot decide if I want the smaller Billy bookcase here next to the table or the other way around, basically. So I'm gonna have to think about it, but also I need to make the decision as soon as possible so we can get everything kind of attached to the walls. But in the meantime, I'm gonna run to Lowe's to get a couple of trim pieces. This is a 1x4, so I'm gonna need 1x5, but basically, as you can see, there's gaps on both sides here. So just to make it flush and look really built in, we're gonna kind of be basically using trim pieces kind of over on the side on both sides, and then also the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna go to Lowe's, get those side pieces, a couple of paint samples, and we'll be back for the rest. Good morning, you guys. I am back and ready to work on this built-in wall today. So as you know, I went to Lowe's last night and I picked up 2 pieces of this trim. It's basically like 1/2 inch by 4.5, like the exact dimensions. And it's not very common because it's usually 1x4s and 1x6. And we kind of needed a 4.5, so I found this in the baseboard section, kind of for flooring. So it's gonna work out perfectly for filling those gaps on either side today. And I also decided on kind of like what layout I want to do in this room. It's actually not what it is right now. It's the flipped version of it. So we're gonna move these, start kind of attaching the actual Billy bookcases to the wall, so then we can attach these to the Billy bookcases and just kind of really work on the base of this build, and then we will go from there. So let's go. this first piece of trim cut for this side, and as you can see we have an angle cut because we just really don't want to remove our baseboards. So this is just gonna kind of sit right next to it, and we're gonna basically start from this side of the wall to work our way through, just because all the walls and the ceilings and the floor is just not even. So we just gonna attach this to the actual bookcase, these to the wall, and then just kind of go this way and get to the end, hopefully. The bookcase is now secured to the wall at the top into some studs just to make sure it's secure and it's not going to fall over, and that's also nailed in the trim piece. So now Steven is going to basically screw these two bookcases together in a couple different places and we should be good to go. The basic part of building these into the wall is basically done. So everything is secured to the wall and in place, and that was kind of the harder part, I would like to think, at least. So now I'm gonna run back to Home Depot to look for some moldings for kind of the top and the bottom sections. I kind of want something a little bit more decorative, at least for the top piece. So I'm gonna go and take a look at those, hopefully get those, and I'm gonna also be swatching some paints on this wall so I can kind of look at them for a couple of days, but we are in a really good spot. We've made great progress, so yeah, let's go to Home Depot. So I didn't find what I wanted at Home Depot, so I'm back at Lowe's today, and this is my third run. Yay! I am back home, but I went to Home Depot first and they just didn't have the type of moldings that I was looking for. So I went to Lowe's and thankfully I was able to find everything I want there. But I also picked up 4 different paint samples that I'm going to swatch on the wall. But it is about 6 p.m. and it is dark, as you can see. So I'm going to hold off on doing all the cuts and attaching the moldings and stuff for another day. But yeah, I'm going to swatch the paints on the wall, and I do have to kind of clean up the office a little bit because tomorrow is Monday and I have to work in here. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I will see you guys the next time I try to tackle the rest of this project. Hello you guys, I am back and ready to work some more on this built-in bookcase wall in my office. And the last time you guys saw me, it was a couple of days ago, and I was swatching 4 paint colors on this wall. And as you can see, I have gone a little crazy since then. I have gotten more paint samples, maybe a little too many, don't judge me. But I still haven't even made a decision. I was kind of trying to see if I wanted to go with like a brown beige color, but I don't think that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. So I have many shades of green on this wall. And again, I haven't been able to still make a decision. I don't know why it's been so hard for me, but anyways, it's also been gloomy here, and I want to wait for like a day that it's sunny to kind of see what the paint looks like, just because it doesn't really rain here that much. So I want to make sure that, you know, on a regular day, that's the color that I want to choose. And I feel like I'm being extra picky because I spent so much time in this room, and also painting this whole built-in is not going to be an easy task to like redo if I don't like the color. So I don't know, at least that's what I'm telling myself for doing so many paint swatches. Anyways, in the meantime though, I do still have to do the trim pieces for the top and bottom. I actually decided to go with very simple pieces of trim. You can see one back here, and not really do anything decorative, mainly because I didn't find anything that I liked in the right size. And then also I just was like, you know what, you can't go wrong with simple, just modern, clean look. So for now, I am going to set up my miter saw in the garage, cut the pieces to size, and start nailing them to kind of the bookcases, and we will go from there. Trim pieces are all done and attached, and it's looking really good. So I am going to work on the two bottom pieces for this side, and that should be it for trim work. But as you can see, there's a lot of gaps, like especially in that corner over there, you know, between the trim pieces and the ceiling, over here. And that's just really because, again, none of the walls or the ceilings or the floors are ever even. So I will be kind of filling those gaps with some caulking and things like that, but we will get to that part later. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish the trim pieces today. Alright, so now that all the trim pieces are done and attached, I'm actually going to place the shelves in the actual bookcases, just so I know where they are gonna go and kind of configure all of that, because then I want to go ahead and spackle all of like the extra holes in the bookcases so you don't really see them, just for that kind of like clean, seamless look. Side is all spackled up all the way from top to bottom, even the trim pieces and everything. So I have to do that whole other side and basically this middle trim piece. Just spent hours sanding everything down, so I waited for the spackling to dry and I smooth sanded those down, and I've also scuff sanded all the bookcases, all the shelves, everything to get it ready for primer and then afterwards paint. And I am covered in sawdust, as you can tell, so it is time for me to go wash all this off. I did clean in here a little bit, but I will have to continue kind of wiping everything down really good before I move forward. But yeah, that's where we're at, and I still have not decided on what paint color I want to go with. It's gonna be one of those 4 in the corner top. But yeah, I guess let me know which one you would choose. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go shower and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another day of this office built-in makeover. So today I'm actually going to focus on filling in all the gaps, caulking everything, making it all seamless and ready for primer and paint. There will be a lot of ground to cover, so I don't know if I will have time to actually prime, but we're just going to start with that. And then also though, good news, I finally picked a paint color. It's going to be the very top far right one that is called Evergreen Fog. So I finally made a decision after, I don't know, like a week or so. But anyways, yeah, I am just gonna get ready and start with that process. Quickly, I'm going to share with you the products that I'm going to use for some of the bigger gaps here, just because I just can't caulk over nothing. It will, obviously fall. So I am going to be using these things called Baccarat. I got these from Lowe's. This one is a medium size. It tells you kind of like what kind of gaps it fills. And then I got some small ones. So this is going to be what I'm going to use for those bigger areas. And then obviously just, regular caulking for most of it. So I'm just going to start with these. I've never used this before, but it basically provides something, like a ground for the caulk to sit on. So I'm going to get these in place, and then of course I'm going to be using this Alex fast dry caulk to then go over everything, but I did want to just share that with you guys real quick, and it will be all in the description box listed for you. This backer rod in the bigger gaps and also like kind of on this side here, and it works surprisingly really well. Again, I had never used it before, so I would definitely recommend it if you have the same issue as me. And it was super cheap. It was like $4 for like 20 feet, I think. So super excited about that. But I did take the doors off just so it makes it easier for me to caulk everything. But right now I'm gonna actually start caulking, all of the bigger seams, all of the smaller ones. Is now many hours later, but I'm finally done with caulking this whole thing. I knew it was gonna take a long time, but it is literally 4 p.m. So anyways, I think for the rest of today I'm just going to kind of clean up a little bit, tape off the walls and the floors and all that stuff to get it ready for primer so I can actually start priming tomorrow morning. I have spent the last 2 hours priming everything in the office. So the bookcases are primed and the actual built-in desk is primed, but I have not primed the individual shelves or the doors. That will kind of be the next step once this is all complete, just so I have a little bit more room to work in here. But now I gotta run to Lowe's to get the paint and a couple other supplies so I can actually start painting it. So yeah, hopefully I can get the first coat on today, but I'm super excited. Okay, you guys, so the moment I've been waiting for is finally here, and I am ready to paint. So I picked up my paint from Lowe's, and I think I'd mentioned it, but this is Evergreen Fog by Sherwin, and this is in a eggshell finish. So I am going to first go in and cut in all the corners of all the shelves, the walls, everything with an angled brush, because that is my least favorite part of painting. And then I'll be just using a roller to go over everything, but I cannot wait to see this color. Hopefully it's the right one out of the 12 behind me. gonna sound crazy because I only have a little bit of this color all just in the corners and stuff, but I love it so much, and it's definitely not coming off the same on camera as it is in person, but it just makes me kind of glad that I did 12 swatches and took my time to actually pick the paint color, because this was definitely not in the first original 4 that I picked. So anyways, I am just so happy with it so far, and I'm just going to continue painting. Obviously, as you can tell, this is going to take me quite some time. Update here. So as you saw, I finished the first coat on this side on these bookshelves, and it's looking so good. This color is so much better in person than on camera. So if you are looking for a versatile green color, I would definitely recommend Evergreen Fog. But I am just gonna go ahead and do the first coat on the other side, the wall, and hopefully this built-in desk kind of structure, so I can do the second coat tomorrow. But it's looking so good, so I'm just gonna continue, and this is the part that I actually enjoy. So it's really nice, but I will continue painting, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, friends. It is another day in paradise. So I woke up this morning to this beautiful green color in my office, and I am loving it. So I think this morning I am going to start by sanding all the bookcases and the table really lightly with 320 grit sandpaper, so then I can go in with the second coat of paint. Honestly, I hate sanding. I don't think there's anyone who actually enjoys sanding, I will say that, but that's just so important to give you that kind of like smooth glass finish look. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sand everything except for the wall, wipe everything down, and then I'm gonna go in with the second coat, and hopefully I can finish this whole like structure wall today. Finished the second coat on these bookshelves on this side and the trim pieces, so I am about to start the second coat for this side, and I still have to do the wall and the table, but I am using this smaller roller just to make sure I can get really like in the corners and stuff. I'm still using a brush, but I used a big roller yesterday, so that's why this is taking a little bit more time, just because I'm using the smaller one. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, and I also just realized my shirt blends in with the green color in the office. Second coat is on, and I've basically got everything covered and it's looking amazing. I love this color and there's definitely no need for a third coat. It looks perfect. So I think I'm just going to start pulling off the tapes and things. I did get green paint kind of on the ceiling in a couple different spots. Apparently I'm not like the cleanest painter. I get a little clumsy sometimes, but yeah, I'm gonna pull the tapes off and call it a day. Alright, so I'm back to interrupt the end of this video because as you can tell it's already super long and there's still a lot to be done in order to get the built-in wall built and finished. That means you need to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the upcoming videos where I attempt to tackle the rest of this project. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because it would really help out my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!